Hey, it's philzGoodMan, and in this video I'm going to be giving you my top 10 advanced Krunker tips. If you're just a beginner, I highly recommend checking out my top 10 Krunker tips for beginners, which I'll link in the description. And this video is really designed for intermediate players who have already mastered the basics of Krunker. But even if you're an experienced player, I bet that there are going to be a few things in this video that you did not know. So let's get started. Ever wonder why you might be missing your quickscopes? Some of it comes down to simply practice and getting a feel for it, but it's also helpful to understand exactly when the accuracy bonus kicks in. You can see that it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 frames for the sniper scope in animation to complete. So this shot was fired at frame 7. You can see that the accuracy is quite low. This next shot is fired at frame 8. Even though it takes 8 frames for the scope in animation to complete. Although you are accurate, you're not pinpoint accurate if you fire the sniper at frame number 8. This shot is fired at frame 10. By the time we reach frame 10, we have 100% accuracy. So if you look at the data that I've collected, frame 8 is high accuracy, frame 9 is very high accuracy, but if you want 100% accuracy, you need to fire the sniper rifle at frame 10. In this next tip, I'm going to explain a very easy way to move faster in Krunker. We're going to compare the speeds of strafing left, holding the W key and moving forward, and holding W and A at the same time, so strafing diagonally. And you can see that the diagonal strafing significantly outperforms both strafing completely left and holding the W key forward. Strafing left and holding the W key forward are about the same, but actually the diagonal strafing ends up being about 20% faster than the other two methods. This is also consistent with the server data that we're seeing, and you can set the strafe speed to 1.2, which is what it's set at by default, and the results of the data are consistent with that. So if you want to go faster in Krunker, move diagonally, compensate the direction that you're moving by adjusting your mouse aim. After you've mastered the basics of the slide technique, you want to start to incorporate the curve slide into your gameplay. And you do that by turning the mouse either left or right as you're landing, and that causes your player model to curve, and that allows you to kind of curve around corners. I would kind of compare it like a wave dash in Super Smash Bros. Melee, and it just allows you to add another dimension to your movement, make you less predictable, and maneuver the map more easily. It's really great in modes like Capture the Flag for running the flag back. It is possible to wallbang in Krunker, meaning you can shoot through walls. As you can see here in this clip, a good example is the double doors on Berg. It's very practical. You need to know which surfaces you can shoot through and which ones you cannot shoot through, because there's a lot of surfaces that you cannot shoot through in Krunker. After you've found roughly your general sensitivity, you can actually fine-tune your sensitivity even further by entering smaller decimal values. And you can't simply enter the number into the box. So what you have to first do is you have to find the 10th place decimal, and then after that you enter the 100th place. So in this case, 0.47, and then I wanted to do 65, but I can't enter it here. So what I have to do is move the slider to 0.6 and then put a 5 at the end of it. So I highly recommend trying to fine-tune your sensitivity even further. So this next tip only applies to classes that have secondary weapon, and this is how to buffer your shot while switching weapons. So let's say I have the deagle out and I fire one shot. I can actually press E while holding down trigger, and then immediately when my weapon is switched, I will fire. So if you want to get a quick shot off when switching weapons, you can just continuously hold down the trigger button and you'll have that shot come out as fast as possible. So just a nice little weapon switching trick to make things a bit faster and snappier while going from your secondary to your primary weapon. This is something I see good players do all the time, and that's using crouch to make your player model smaller and harder to hit. It's especially effective while jumping in the air because this lets you move around without losing any momentum while also making your player model much smaller and making it harder to land consistent headshots or even body shots. You can see here that you can do it without even really losing momentum from the slide jump. Did you ever wonder how to move silently in Krunker? I'll show you. So as you can see here, while walking at full speed, you can hear the footsteps. Okay, now we're gonna try crouch walking. And you can still hear footsteps. Okay, now we're gonna hold crouch while just tapping forward, like hitting the W key repeatedly over and over again. And you can see that there are no footsteps. And here we're doing the exact same thing while standing. So whether you're crouching or standing, if you're incrementally tapping the movement keys, you won't make any footstep sounds. Did you know that the points in Hardpoint mode actually move in a predetermined preset sequence? This allows you to always be ready for the next point. Here you can see for yourself, I have 2 instances of 2 different games played back at 7 times speed. In this last segment, I'm going to explain how I deal with hackers. And even though the developers actively create anti-hack patches, the hackers out there have way too much time on their hands, so you're bound to encounter a hacker every once in a while. To beat a hacker, the first thing that you want to do is switch to LMG. And the reason why it's so effective against hackers is that hackers typically like to play detective and hunter. Most likely they're using hacks such as an aimbot, and this allows you to kill hackers and not get one shot. Because of your 170 HP health pool, if you are full health going up against a hacker, at least you stand a chance. So let's say you're stuck in a server with a hacker and you really don't want to play against them, you would rather just report them. Currently, the only way to do that is to record video evidence of the hacker. I recommend the program Streamlabs if you're on PC because it's free and it's really easy to use. Send the video evidence to the mods of the official Krunker Discord. So those are my top 10 advanced Krunker tips. I really hope that I covered some things that you didn't know yet. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. It would really help me out a lot since I'm still just getting started and I plan to dedicate this channel to making Krunker videos.